Fingers crossed, if we put the word out there, we'll try and get someone out in the field to give us a hand on the Bendigo 56, but hopefully we can see it at Kingaroy and then soon after back at February 22 at Heartland Raceway, Miami. You should be a part there.
Yeah, we'll be there for sure, but I'll let you call this race, and thanks for the interview, and I'll catch up with everyone later. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Graham West, driver of the Bendigo 56, unfortunately caught the wall in the True Design Homes pole shuffle and won't take part in tonight's A main for round 5 of our championship at Blue Ribbon Raceway. And we're going to send him 4 wide. Ladies and gentlemen, please be up and standing on your feet and give him a cheer. Let him hear you. Flash your lights. Do whatever you got to do. What a field here tonight at Blue Ribbon Raceway. Horsham, always proud to bring the VMPA Tritec Lubricant Series to town. And a tasty field at that. Brock Atkins lines up in pole position on the front row with the Australia 1 of Kai Walters. Second row, Cameron Waters and Daniel Simpson. A massive battle inside that top 4. Andrew Blackwell in the top 5 also as they come around the main straight, ladies and gentlemen, on the hill. Hands together for them. Really let them hear you. This is what the VMPA Tritec Lubricant Series is about. A great bunch of cars and a nice even look as they roll around Blue Ribbon Raceway for the final time at a low speed. Brock Atkins in the Adam Holt Industries Tritec Lubricants, Hamilton 36. Cameron Waters, Kai Walters, Daniel Simpson. Well, this is interesting, the way they line up on the grid. Cameron Waters outside pole position and Kai Walters inside second row. So maybe something was amended. All right, so just getting word that there was a little bit of a jumble up and it was Kai Walters that was supposed to be relegated back to position 3. So Cam Waters stands in position 2. That's the results of the True Design Homes pole shuffle. So for those of you listening at home, that's what happened there. So your front row, Brock Atkins and Cameron Waters, Kai Walters, Daniel Simpson, Andrew Blackwell, Russell Felsavari, Brad Wicks, Matt Gerlach, Rachel Pratt, Calvin Watts, Jonathan Knight and Lockie Fitzpatrick. We're green. Atkins leads into turn 1. Waters by the fence. Kai Walters on the inside, locked down on the low groove. Andrew Blackwell sits in position 4. Daniel Simpson car bucking around left front, way up in the air. First lap in the books. Brock Atkins is good. Calvin Watts, flat left rear, goes infield. No more laps for the red line 45. Calvin Watts is OUT out. Brock Atkins leads, lap 2. 28 laps left on the board. Cameron Waters, bit of a push. Here's Kai Walters. New position 2, it's the Australia 1. Andrew Blackwell in 4. Tell you what, Cam Waters isn't going to let the second spot go without a fight. There's speed in the Mildura 16 yet. Andrew Blackwell sits in 4. Daniel Simpson in 5. Russell Felsavari, Brad Wicks up to 7. Matt Gerlach, Lockie Fitzpatrick, Rachel Pratt and Jonathan Knight. 4 car lengths back to Kai Walters in the Australia 1 for that second place spot. Cameron Waters sits in 3 in the Mildura 16. The Pakenham Plumbing Services Blackwell Race Engines car. The N7 of Andrew Blackwell sits P4, the bright yellow VF Commodore. Followed by Daniel Simpson in the Victoria 1, the hometown hero. Got the wins in heat race 1 and 2 to Daniel Simpson. And a water pump plug brought him to a halt in heat 3. Was still able to get enough points to put him in the True Design Homes pole shuffle. where he started from position 5 and put himself into P4 to start tonight's A main. And he currently sits in P5, the local Daniel Simpson. Back at the front of the field, it's Brock Atkins in the HA36, still leading over Kai Walters, who got within inches of the left rear quarter of Brock Atkins running into turn 1 there. So Kai Walters really starting to have a dig and close that gap to series points leader Brock Atkins. And effectively, this is the battle for the championship on track. Brock Atkins and Kai Walters, missing Brodie Christie at home with engine dramas. That would be his position that Kai Walters will now have accrued enough points to slot into. So 22 laps left on the board. Brock Atkins leads series points and round 5 A main, but knocking on the door is Kai Walters. They're going to come up to lap traffic, and this could pay dividends for Walters. Kai's been so good in traffic this season. We're going to see what he's got coming up in a few short laps with Jonathan Knight in the 22 at the rear of the field. And Brock Atkins is really going to have to pick his line perfectly here. He's not going to know how close Walters is for position 2. A good line by Brock Atkins. He should clear the lap car perfectly. Doesn't hold up Walters. Have a look at Kai Walters. Side by side coming off turns 1 and 2. The Australia 1 side by side with Brock Atkins. The battle for 1 and 2 is on. Walters on the bottom. Atkins ran through the middle. Tell you who's coming now too. Mildura 16, Cameron Waters. The top 3 cars spaced up now. Nothing between the top 2. Throw it back 2 car lengths to Cameron Waters in 3rd. They've got a lap car between them back to Andrew Blackwell. 17 laps to run. More than enough time for Kai Walters. If he plays his cards right, they may end up catching on to Rachel Pratt in the GV94. Who's got a little bit of panel work damage. Not hindering that car at the moment. But Brock Atkins and Kai Walters still dogfight. Atkins had a bit of a push, not his regular car, as we've been mentioning during the night. Brock driving his younger brother Todd's car. And Kai Walters really starting to put the chokehold on. Inches between him and Atkins. Side by side through 1 and 2. Atkins stretches the legs down the back straight. Walters not giving an inch. Cameron Waters sits comfortably in 3rd. Any mistake by the top 2 and Waters is going to be right there. Brad Wicks retires infield. The Bendigo 17 will see no further laps. And in a few short laps, our leaders are going to catch up to Rachel Pratt. And Kai Walters is going to have to choose between Brock Atkins and his girlfriend Rachel Pratt, so this could be huge in a few laps. About half a straightaway's distance ahead of them is Pratt in lap traffic. Atkins ran a little bit higher. Waters has had it locked to the bottom, as does Walters. Walters runs right around the infield windrow. Big slide, not enough. Made a lot of ground on Atkins. Walters pushes right against the rear bumper. Atkins slows down the back straight. New race leader. I don't know what happened with Atkins, but lost a ton of speed on the back straight. And it let Walters slide right by. Here comes Cameron Waters now as well. Kai Walters attempting to put his partner a lap down. This is going to be a careful move for sure. This has not put Brock Atkins out of it while Walters battles to pass Rachel Pratt. Brock Atkins is back in the battle. Cameron Waters on the bottom. Kai Walters leads over Brock Atkins. Cameron Waters. Andrew Blackwell back in 4. Brad Wicks is back on the track as Lockie Fitzpatrick runs in field. That's all from the GV11. Atkins nearly got into the side of Walters. Right front quarter panel to the left rear quarter panel. Smoke or steam coming from the GV11 on the infield. Looks like radiator to me from here. Hose might have let go on the GV11, but how's the battle for the top three? Kai Walters, Brock Atkins, getting confused with the car. So Kai Walters, the Australia 1, over Brock Atkins in the Hamilton 36. Cameron Waters runs through the top side of the track. Kai Walters locked to the bottom. Brock running up high. Cameron Waters through the middle. This is anyone's race in the closing 7 laps. Jonathan Knight there at the tail of the field doing well to stay out of traffic. Matt Gerlach passes for lap number 6. Kai Walters has got a fair gap back to the new second place of Cameron Waters. Brock Atkins not letting him go without a fight. So Cameron Waters up to P2. Brock Atkins in 3. Kai Walters has got 4 car lengths. Back to Cameron Waters if he wants to close the gap. Brock Atkins is in field. Brock Atkins goes in field. That's huge. Absolutely huge. As far as the point standings go, Brock needed to keep that thing at least running. See, the top 2 are well clear. Kai Walters in the Australia 1. We'll see 3 laps to go next time by. Cameron Waters, I tell you what, if lap traffic comes into play here and Kai Walters can't clear early, Cameron Waters could very well have a shot at this still. Walters is good in traffic, but he's got Matt Gerlach and Jonathan Knight both to contend with. 3 wide down the back straight. Going to see 2 laps this time. Gerlach on the bottom. Kai Walters, great pass on the outside, sifts through lap traffic easily. Waters does the same. Cameron Waters in P2. Andrew Blackwell in 3. Should be Daniel Simpson, I believe, in position 4. Then back to Rachel Pratt, Brad Wicks and Jonathan Knight. Cameron Waters is going to clear. Matt Gerlach now the lap car nearly collects the front. And Gerlach passes back by Cameron Waters. Checkered flag at the ready. Give it up for the Australia 1. Cameron Waters will pick up second. Bit of aggression behind Matt Gerlach. As him and Waters came together in the closing lap, Matt Gerlach being the lap car. Andrew Blackwell will finish 3rd, but as he comes around the main straight, give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Kai Walters, the Australia 1, will get the checkered flag and do the lap of honour. What a race it was for the top 3. Could have been anyone's race inside that top 3. Brock Atkins led 3/4 of the race before something clearly went wrong with the Hamilton 36 and lost speed on the back straight and eventually lost power altogether and brought it on the infield. So Kai Walters, the Australia 1, wins round 5 at Blue Ribbon Raceway, Horsham. 2nd place, the Mildura 16 of Cameron Waters. 3rd was Andrew Blackwell in the N7, I believe. Then we're back to the Victoria 1 of Daniel Simpson. Brad Wicks, Rachel Pratt, Jonathan Knight, Russell Felsavari on the infield. Calvin Watts went infield early. And Lockie Fitzpatrick infield as well with a plume of radiator steam from the GV11. For the final time, ladies and gentlemen, Kai Walters, the Australia 1, wins round 5 of the VMPA Tritech Lubricant Series.